What is up, y'all boys? Today I'll be going over the mindset and why I believe the mindset is honestly number one before you even start day trading, before you do anything trading related. I think it is very important to develop a strong mindset, even before discipline, right? Because I believe that the mindset comes before discipline, right? Developing a strong mindset is absolutely imperative in trading, especially day trading, where emotions can fluctuate quickly and decisions need to be made very rapidly and effectively. Without the right mindset, the needed discipline that leads to sustained success, honestly, won't be found. So, how do you develop a strong mindset in trading? So, number one is by understanding that every loss is a lesson learned, right? So, this is a concept that I've honestly been applying to my life, for a few years now, for 2 or 3 years. So, I found myself in honestly a lot of failures and a lot of falling for temptations, making wrong decisions. And at a certain point I started journaling, I started reflecting every single day. I would go into my journal and I would write, what did I do right, what did I do wrong, what did I not do that I know I should be doing, that something that'll make me better off. And then I would go and I would find actionable steps that I could do the next day to make me a better person, right? So I'm gonna cut out social media, I'm gonna cut out this, and I'm gonna implement, say, reading a book, I'm gonna implement this. And it wasn't overnight. It took me a few years to say get off of Snapchat, or to not be addicted to video games. I don't play video games anymore. To get off of Instagram, to get off all these things. I still use a little bit of social media, but it's honestly much better than what it used to be. And so that honestly came through every single day, journaling and reflecting and being intentional about it, not making it like sort of like a checklist, like I have to do this, and journaling being part of that checklist. Make it something that is special, something that you want to do, something that you truly value, okay? And so, like I was saying, right, like the emotions, right? It's all about the emotions. Once you can control your emotions is when you'll find that discipline, right? And the way to ultimately control your emotions is through every single day going back and reflecting on those emotions that you felt that day. So the emotions that you felt when you were say playing video games, right? Or after you played the video games, right? After you realized you spent 5 hours of your day doing a bunch of trash, right? After you do that, you feel like shit, right? And so at the end of the day, whenever you remind yourself of those goals that you have in life and you remind yourself of what you are doing with your life, it's going to make you feel bad and it's going to make you want to change, okay? And it's not going to be overnight, right? You're going to want to change that night that you're journaling, but the next day you're going to find yourself failing again, right? You're going to find yourself not making the right decisions, okay? And so this comes with a lot of repetition, right? It's kind of like a snowball effect. So that's how I see it, right? So I have a big I hope I'm putting a big emphasis on journaling and reflecting, because that's the ultimate goal, right? Because if you can understand the value behind the concept of every loss is a lesson learned, that is ultimately the quote that I made for myself. I know there's a lot of quotes that every lesson is an opportunity or whatever, right? But the one I set for myself was every loss is a lesson learned. And I adjusted that maybe like 1 year ago when I realized it's not that every loss is a lesson learned. It's every loss is a lesson learned if the right person. And what I mean by if the right person is not everybody will end up having that opportunity to learn those lessons. They all have the opportunity to, but they will not all reap that benefit, that opportunity. The only way that you can reap that opportunity to learn a lesson from every loss is if you actually reflect, if you actually journal, if you value it, and if you are intentional about it. The benefits in journaling are applicable to anyone, regardless of what they are going through. Where wisdom is ultimately achieved is through discipline. Only you can give yourself that. Discipline is a controlling of emotion. It's doing stuff that you don't want to do, but that will be a separate discussion. Ultimately, by journaling, you are applying the truth behind every loss as a lesson learned, because you are thinking, or you are taking the losses from that day and finding ways in which you can turn that into lessons learned. Again, the saying, every loss is a lesson learned, is the foundation of developing a strong mindset. So, number one, right? Be honest. You are essentially speaking to yourself, right? When you're journaling, you are speaking to yourself. Reflect on the good, the bad, and things that were not done that day that you know you should be doing, or things that you can improve on. Write out 3 action steps for the next day. Write 3 things that you will cut out and 3 things that you will implement into the following day. This goes for trading and for life in general. And I would tell you guys, focus on life first. Don't focus about trading, honestly. Let trading be the last thing that you focus on through journaling. And I'm not saying don't do trading, but what your intention should be focused on are life, okay? Because you need to get your life together before you can even consider day trading. If you don't have your life together, if you're not a disciplined person, if you're not going to the gym every single day, if you're not taking care of your health and everything else in your life, don't even consider day trading because you're not fit for it. You're not fit for it. I promise you. I promise you. I have learned this myself. You need to get your life together in order to succeed in this, okay? You might find some short-term success, you click the right buttons here and there, but your emotions will get the best of you if you are not mentally prepared, okay? And so focus on life first, okay? I don't want to discourage you guys because essentially what you guys will ultimately be is possibly discouraged whenever you see failures in trading. You might think of it as a scam. I promise you it is not, okay? So, but we're here to talk about the mindset, right? So, like I said, this goes for anything in trading or for life in general. Okay, but I guess the next emphasis that I'm gonna point out to you guys is staying humble, right? The last piece of advice that I want to share with you guys is to stay humble. I will go into more depth in later videos on this topic. Essentially, what this means is when you find yourself with a little bit of success, don't go around telling everyone and acting like you know so much. I'm saying this because this is something that I have found myself struggling with. You don't want to be arrogant and have so much self-belief, okay? You don't want to have self-belief. You end up becoming overly satisfied with your current state of knowledge and wisdom because you feel you know so much that you end up thinking there is not much more to learn and to improve on. Being arrogant and highly self-confident is not a mindset that you want to have. It is ultimately a restricting factor to your success. Learn to stay humble, especially in the starting times.